time? Does it exist? Or is it just what have been given for structure and order? Time, numbers, what are they? And can we use them as a tool to calculate the universe? Can we use them as a tool to calculate, you know, how long the Earth has been around? My opinion is you can't, because it never began. Time and how we see it is something that we've made up, something that doesn't exist in the sense of the universe. And if we made time up, and we did, numbers, humans made up numbers, maths, taken away from creation, because I believe in intelligent design, and we are given things in life, and time was given as structure and order. Because without time, there'd be no order, there'd be no structure, there'd be no plans. It'd be chaos. It'd be chaotic. The world has to have order. The world has to have structure. We need a week. We need days, weeks, months, and years. Because if not, where do we know where we're at? How would you know what time to go to the dentist? How would you know? Mind you, I could have done with that actually. Yeah, knowing when to go to the dentist. But how do we know? How do we fit his day in? How do we structure the working day? How do we structure anything without time? We can't. It's impossible. Time was given to us for order, for structure, but our definition of time does not can't be used to calculate the universe. Can't be used to calculate anything within the universe if we don't understand the definition of time. If it's separate from creation, time was given to us for order, so there is a form of existence with time, but we don't know the true definition of it. We don't know the definition of our time, and the creator's time, and the universe time, and we can't use something. Taking it away from intelligent design, people don't believe in God, people believe in evolution and the scientific type of rule of time. Uh, we can't use something that never existed to calculate something that did. It's impossible, it's logical to think that we could create numbers, create time, and calculate that as something that already existed. You can't create something and then use that to calculate something that was already there. It's impossible. And numbers and years and months and all the things that we structure, time is used for, we humans made up. So there's no tool that can be made up that could be used to calculate, and give 100% accuracy on something that already was. So it's like, for instance, I've just seen a post talking about infinite numbers. How do we get past an infinite number? Well, you can't, because numbers were made up. So something that never began can never end. So it's the same aspect with numbers. Anything to do with time and numbers, uh, it can't end and it can't be used. Numbers were made up, and they were, you know, uh, for agriculture, for wages, those type of things. So something that was created uh, can't end because it never began. So that's why there's an infinite amount of numbers, because it never began. So, because it never began, it can never end. And time was given to us, going back to the Greek periods, for the day. Because without the day, without the week, without the month, without the year, there'd be no order. The world has to have order. There has to be structure for just our daily lives. But our definition of time and universe time and what time really means and what it is just what we understand. But it could be separate from the creator's mind, the intelligent design mind, our creators. And it's the same with how old the earth is. It's the same with how old the earth is. We don't know how old the earth is, because you can't use what we understand as years and months to calculate how old the Earth is, because again, we can't have a definition of years, so we don't know exactly how old the Earth is. We understand years from our understanding, but you cannot create something like years and calculate that to something that already existed, especially if you don't know the definition, of years. And let's take away years from intelligent design, because a lot of people out there don't believe in God, they don't believe in intelligent design, they believe in Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. So we'll take it to evolution, we'll take it to the scientists and people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in intelligent design, and believe in Charles Darwin's evolution. We'll take it down that road, people who don't believe in God. Then we can't create something and years were created, days, months, and years. The calendar was created. We can't create something, humans, and then calculate that to something that already existed. We can't make something up and be the kind of the ones who say, yeah, that's right. If we're making it up, because if we're making it up, how do we know we're right? How do people know they're right if they made something up? You can't make something up and say you're right if you don't know if you're making it up. Because how do you really know you're right? On who's say so? You can't make something up and then tell yourself you're right. And if you make something up and the person agrees with you, well, how's that person know you're right? So we'll never know. We'll never know the true definition of time. But there has to be structure. Time was given to us by our creation. Time was given to us, but the definition of our time and universal time now and the creator time are two separate things. So I think I'll end it there. I think I'll end it there. Uh, Numbers will never end. There'll always be an infinite number because it never started, and we can't create years, or we can't create something and use that as a tool to calculate how long old something is because it never numbers never existed, years never existed. We created them, humans created them, and you can't create a tool. You can't create something and use that as a tool to calculate something that already exists. It defies all logic. So that's why there's an infinite amount of numbers because numbers never began. They were made up. You can't make something up and use it to calculate something that all existed, and you can't assess how old something is if you make something up. Separate from intelligent design, humans can't make something up and calculate something that was already there. Defies all logic. Anyway, I'll see you soon.